Hey guys, welcome back for another video. It's that time I'm going to do some NFL picks and predictions. We have our Thanksgiving week matchup coming up. We have, 3 Thursday games, a Friday game, Sunday, Monday games. There's games almost every single day from Thursday on. We're going to go through them all, break them all down, and try to predict the outcome, the winner, loser, final score. And we're also going to take a look at our best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. With all these matchups, the season's flying by. We're getting closer to the playoffs. For the teams in the running, these games are starting to mean a whole lot more. Now's the time to separate yourself down the stretch. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below. Who do you think is going to win these games? What's your favorite matchup? What's your final score predictions? And leave it in the comment section. And let's jump right into it. Our first Thanksgiving game this coming Thursday, November 27th, 1 p.m. on Fox, the 7-3-1 Green Bay Packers. The thing about the Packers, which version of Green Bay shows up? They've looked like a playoff contender, they've looked like a bad team, and anywhere in between. But the point is, they can compete with anyone, and sometimes they also play down to the level of the competition. They have some tough competition this week, though, on the road versus the 7-4 Detroit Lions. Both these teams trying to gain some momentum down a stretch leading up to the playoffs. Packers riding a 2-game winning streak. The Lions coming off of a win themselves. This game means a lot to both these teams. Detroit, 54% chance to win. Green Bay, 45.6%. Very close split, practically down the middle with the fan vote. The Lions at home, 2.5-point favorites, a 49 over-under. So much of this game is going to be on the shoulders of Jordan Love. He's going to have to play a good, clean game. He's not a dual-threat quarterback, but he does have the ability to take off, scramble, keeping his eyes looking down the field. And on the other side for the Lions, a loaded offensive roster. They had the number 1 offense in the NFL last year. They have a top 3 offense right now. Goff, 23 touchdowns, 5 picks. Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, LaPorta, as long as LaPorta can stay healthy. Packers, 23.9 points a game, throwing for 223, running for 117, giving up 18.2. Solid overall top 10 defense right now, and they can count on bringing that with them on the road. Detroit, 29.6 points a game, throwing for 239, running for 140. Actually a pretty balanced offense, giving up 22.1 points a game. They got to work on that defense a little more, but I'm going to go with the Lions at home. Packers come in here, they make it competitive, but Detroit wins this one 28-23. And our next game is our second Thanksgiving day. This Thursday, 4:30 p.m., CBS, the 6-5 Kansas City Chiefs coming off a win, finally getting back above 500. They've been up and down this entire season. The biggest issue for them, you got to have consistency. They need the run game to be more consistent. They need that wide receiver core as a whole to step up. They don't have a true wide receiver number 1. Kelsey's having a good season, Worthy, Brown, but overall, they need someone to stretch the field, open up the underneath pass game. They're on the road versus the 5-5-1 Dallas Cowboys. They're on a 2-3 game winning streak right now. They finally fought their way back to 500. Now's their chance to get above it. They're at Jerry World. They're at home. Cowboys 36.1% chance to win. KC 63.6. The Chiefs 3-point favorites. 52.5 over under. Patrick Mahomes, he's actually having a pretty good passing season this year. 3,000 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 picks. The leading rusher, Kareem Hunt, less than 500 yards. That's not going to cut it right now, especially versus the Cowboys offense that can match anyone score for score. But the biggest issue for the Cowboys is their defense is one of the worst. There will be opportunities for the Chiefs to come to Dallas and score blow for blow with the Dallas Cowboys. KC, 25.2 points a game, throwing for 258, running for 118, only giving up 18.3. Really good defense. More importantly, that front 7, Jones and company, they get after it. They create havoc in the backfield, giving their offense the short field. Cowboys 29.1 points a game, throwing for 267, running for 121, giving up 28.5 points per game. This defense is really bad. Dak Prescott, though, having a good season, fully healthy, 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 7 picks. What separates this Cowboys team from last year's team, they can actually run the ball this year. Williams, 900 yards. They have Pickens. Pickens is questionable right now. They have CeeDee Lamb when they're healthy. The best 1-2 wide receiver combo in the NFL, potentially. The big issue is George Pickens going to be available for the game this coming Thursday? As of Tuesday, he was at practice. That's a good sign for Cowboys. I'm going to be picking this game based off of Pickens playing. If he doesn't play, it completely makes this a toss-up. It's a toss-up either way, but I'm going to go high-scoring game. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Give me Dallas eking out the win, pulling off the upset. They win this one 27-24. And our final Thanksgiving Day game this Thursday, 8:20 p.m. on NBC. The 3-8 Cincinnati Bengals, the season got away from them really quick. Obviously, they lost Joe Burrow right when the season started. That's a massive loss. He was their general on the field, led the NFL in passing yards last season. They didn't have him. Flacco stepped up nicely, 13 touchdowns, 4 picks, 2,000 yards. But this Bengals defense, they were the worst last year. They're the top 2 worst right now. They give up scores to everyone, 260 through the air, 156 on the ground. No matter who they're playing, they're going to give up some points in every single game. The only way for them to win is it has to be in a shootout, and they're going up against one of the best offenses, the 6-5 Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens riding a massive winning streak right now since they got Lamar Jackson back. This offense has completely taken off, gotten back to what it does best, throwing the ball, running the ball, getting first downs, giving their defense a breather, and the defense has consistently gotten better every single week because they can actually get off the field now. Baltimore 68% chance to win, Cincinnati 31.8, but Joe Burrow as of right now may be back for this game. Chase over the suspension. They have a lot of momentum with Burrow coming back, but Burrow hasn't played football in some time. Will he be ready to go blow for blow? Because this Cincinnati Bengals defense, they're going to give up some points. Cincinnati, they are the underdogs. Ravens 7-point favorites, 51.5 over-under. Bengals without Burrow, 22.5 points a game, throwing for 222, only running for 84.9. Got to get the rush yards up, but they're giving up 32.7 points a game. That is very bad. Baltimore 25 points a game, throwing for 177, running for 138. Good balance, giving up 23.7, which is much improved over where they were without Lamar Jackson. With Lamar Jackson on the field, one of the most electrifying players in the NFL, Baltimore wins 28-20. And that actually wraps up all of our Thursday games, but we have a Friday game this week, the rare NFL Friday game. Friday, November 28th, 3 p.m., a prime video matchup, the 8-3 Chicago Bears. This Chicago Bears team, compared to last year's Chicago Bears team, completely different football teams. The offense is scoring points. Caleb Williams looks so much better this year, 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 4 picks. You got Swift, you have Odunze, you have more when this wide receiver core is fully healthy. But just like last year, the defense has a lot of holes. I've been saying a lot of people saying, hey, the Bears defense isn't bad, guys. It's bottom 10 in the NFL statistically. They give up a lot of points. They're on the road here versus the 8-3, the defending Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. But they're not as good as last year's team, but now's the time for them to get that momentum, carry them up to the playoffs. But Jalen Hurts has to be a lot more accurate, pushing the ball down the field. Barkley's banged up. Smith is banged up. A.J. Brown kind of pissed off right now. Philadelphia 68.3% chance to win. The Bears 31.5. The Eagles 7-point favorites, 44.5 over-under. Chicago 26.3 points a game, throwing for 227, running for 142. A lot of success running the ball on the ground, but they're going to have to do so versus this Philadelphia defense. Not playing up to what it's capable of, but the ability's there. Chicago's giving up 26.5 points per game. Like I said, that's bottom 10 in the league. Philadelphia 23.2 points a game, throwing for 193, only running for 111. Just in comparison, they ran for 187 yards every single game last season, so they're not on par with where they were last year, and they're giving up 20.5 points per game. But I think the Eagles at home, the holiday, crazy things can happen, but give me Philadelphia winning this one 23-17. And now moving on to our typical Sunday game. Sunday, November 30th, 1 p.m. on Fox, the 4-7 Atlanta Falcons versus the 2-9 New York Jets. The Jets struggling to consistently move the ball. I don't even think they have an interception this season. They're struggling on defense. They're struggling on offense, but they are at home. Atlanta here. Penix is banged up. He's not going to be playing this game. Kirk Cousins getting the nod again. One thing that I always say about Kirk Cousins, as long as it is not nighttime, he usually has a very good game. When the sun goes down, though, he's going to throw 3 picks. You got to start him before the sun goes down. This is a 1 p.m. game, so expect very good Kirk Cousins. That's just the way it usually works out. Atlanta 56.6% chance to win. New York 43.1. The Falcons 2.5-point favorites, 39.5 over-under. Vegas sees a very low-scoring game. Expect a steady dose of Bijan Robinson. He's going to have to put this team on his back, rushing the ball, catching the ball out the backfield, be that security blanket for Kirk Cousins. But Kirk Cousins, a lot of starts to his name. The guy's a veteran quarterback. Falcons 19.9 points a game, throwing for 210, running for 120, giving up 22.6 points a game. Actually not a bad team. The Jets, that is a bad team. Justin Fields, as the starting quarterback, less than 1,300 passing yards. Wilson's banged up. You do have Breece Hall, but he can't do everything here. New York, 19.9 points a game, only throwing for 146 yards, running for 136. They cannot generate offense, and they're giving up 26.5 points a game, 130 on the ground. I'm going to go with the Falcons taking this one on the road, 26-20. Fox at 1 p.m., the 9-2 LA Rams. I said for about the last 2 to 3 weeks, in my personal opinion, so far this is the best team in the NFL. They have the offense, the defense, they can throw it, they can run it, they have the experienced veterans, they also have the young guys. They actually check off every single box, they have a little bit of everything. Going on the road versus the 6-6 Carolina Panthers. Do not underestimate the Panthers. They had a good second half last season. They picked up right where they left off last season. They're a 500 team right now. That's really good for Carolina. They've been down for a while. They're showing fight this season. Bryce Young, as long as he has some play action, he's an all-right quarterback. Dowdle, almost 900 yards. McMillan looks like a steal. But when it's just Bryce Young, he's not good enough to win you the game, but he needs the complementary matchups around him in order to lift him up. And then when you look at the Rams, they're stacked. The veteran Stafford, he's had better passing seasons, but efficiency-wise, to me, this is his best season. 3,000 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. They have Williams. They have Nakua. Right now, the Rams, 71.4% chance to win. Panthers, 28.4. LA, 10.5-point favorites. That's a huge NFL spread. 45 over-under. The Rams, 27.8 points a game. Throwing for 248, running for 110, only giving up 16.3 points per game. That's a top 3 defense in the NFL. Top 6 offense, top 3 defense. Really can't ask for more than that. Carolina, 18 points a game, struggling to move the ball, throwing for 185, running for 122, giving up 22.4 points a game, which isn't bad. Last season, they were in that 34 or 35 range. Like I said, they're much better than where they have been in the last few years, but I don't think they're good enough to win this one at home versus this LA team. Rams win on the road, 27-17. Fox at 1 p.m., the 2-9 New Orleans Saints. The Saints just can't catch a break. It's been a quarterback carousel, Rattler, Shaw. Either way, they're not getting points. They're not getting first down. They're not getting their defense off the field. They have some playmakers on this team. Kamara's banged up, Olave, Cooks, but overall, there's guys there. You just got to feed the ball to your playmakers in space. And on the other side, they'll be visiting the 4-7 Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins not having a good season, but they're on a 2-game winning streak right now, actually showing a lot of fight. They've rallied around McDaniels so far. Tua, not a good season. 17 touchdowns, 13 picks, but it comes down to this rushing attack. It's been on fire the last few weeks. They're getting pushed from the offensive line. Achin closing in on 1,000 yards. So many yards, though, just in the last month alone, lifted him into the top 5 in the NFL. Waddle completely filled in for Hill currently as of right now. Miami, 65.7% chance to win. New Orleans, 34% chance. The Dolphins, 6-point favorites, 41.5 over-under. Can they get another win here? Extend the winning streak to 3. Slowly claw their way back to 500. Dolphins fans probably don't want that, though, because you want a good draft pick. Saints, 15 points a game, bottom 3 in the NFL. Throwing for 205, only running for 91.5, getting a 24.9. The Dolphins, 20.5 points a game. Throwing for 188, running for 113, giving up 24.5. But it's the fight they've had the last couple weeks. To me, they extend their streak this weekend. They pull off another W versus a bad team. Schedule's about to get a little difficult, though. But Miami wins this one convincingly, 28-16. 1 p.m. on Fox, the 3-8 Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals, they do not want to put Kyler Murray out there. They're holding Matt, probably wanting to shop him this offseason. You're going to have Jacoby Brissett, who's actually not putting up bad backup numbers. 2,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's being smart with the football. This team has a lot of injuries right now. A lot of missing playmakers on the road versus the 6-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If we knew Baker Mayfield was playing, to me, Tampa Bay beats the living crap out of the Cardinals. But so many questions, so many injury concerns with the Bucs. They went down. Egbuka, Evans, Godwin, White, Irving. Practically the entire offensive roster has missed games at some point this season. The steady thing has been Baker Mayfield having a beautiful year so far. 2,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks, completely leading this team, but he hurt his shoulder. It's a low sprain this past weekend. As of right now, he's questionable. Will he play this game? Will he not play this game? That's the question here. If he plays, if he's healthy, the Bucs win this one. If it's not him, or if he's banged up in this game and not 100%, expect Teddy Bridgewater. This could be the game, the battle of the backups. Cardinals, 36.8% chance to win. The Bucs, 62.9. Tampa Bay, 3-point favorites. Still favorites here with the unknowns of Baker Mayfield. 44.5 over-under. Cardinals, 22.5 points a game. Throwing for 232, running for 101, giving up 25.7. Tampa Bay, 23.5 points a game, throwing for 208, running for 111, giving up 25.8. The way for them to win is with the offense. The offense, it's the heart and soul, is Baker Mayfield. As of right now, I hate unknowns in these games, but I got to pick someone here for this video. With Baker Mayfield potentially missing this game, I'm going to ride the Cardinals. If we get clearance that Baker Mayfield's playing, guys, I will be switching over to the Bucs, but as of right now, that's the unknown. We'll see what happens later this this week. Give me the Cardinals winning this one. The Bucs don't play Baker Mayfield. Arizona wins 24-20. CBS at 1 p.m., the 7-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence not having a good season, being a little more decisive this year, 2,400 yards, 14 touchdowns, 11 picks. But man, you gotta keep the turnovers down, and they're usually really bad turnovers. Just be a little smarter with the football. Your defense is playing well, creating a lot of turnovers. NTN's having a career season. They have Washington, they have Strange. You got to get Brian Thomas Jr. somehow, and when he gets on the field, you got to feed this guy the ball consistently. They're on the road, thankfully, versus the 1-10 Tennessee Titans. Might be the worst team in the NFL. Obviously, Cam Ward here. The big issue for him, the offensive line is complete garbage. The wide receivers, they can't hold on anything this team can't run. They can't throw. They can't buy him time. And when he hits the guys in the hands, they have butterfingers and drop the ball. Can someone, for the love of God, please catch a football? Restrepo showed some fight coming in here. Tennessee, 32.8% chance to win. A lot of very close losses, though. They're slowly getting better. Jacksonville, 66.9. The Jags, 6.5-point favorites. 42 over-under. Jacksonville, 24.3 points a game, throwing for 203, running for 128, giving up 22.7 points a game. Really good rush defense right now. Top 6 in the NFL, only giving up 83.8 yards per game. That front seven creating havoc in the backfield. That doesn't bode well versus this Tennessee offensive line because they have a lot of holes. Tennessee, 15.2 points a game, throwing for 170, running for 78. Both awful numbers, giving up 27.5 points a game. Not that the defense is bad. They're just on the field the whole game, and they get awful field position. Give me the Jags winning on the road, 24-16. 1 p.m. on CBS, the 8-4 San Francisco 49ers. How this team's 4 games above 500 with the amount of injuries they've had is pretty remarkable. They've been down Jones, Purdy, Jennings, Kittle. Practically the entire offensive roster has been banged up, and yet still, this team continues to chug along. The offense continues to move the ball. The defense continues to get better every single week. Christian McCaffrey, what a season he's having. To me, he's having an MVP caliber season. He's been the foundation here. He's always banged up. Not this season. He's been healthy the whole year. Might have an 1,100-yard season. Fun stuff to watch. They're on the road versus the 3-8 Cleveland Browns. The Browns pulling off the upset last week. No surprises there. We did pick them to pull off the upset, guys. We went 12-3 last week on the money lines. Let's try to keep that momentum going. Cleveland, 24.7% chance to win. San Francisco, 75.1. Heavy favorites. Can the Browns get some momentum? Myles Garrett on pace for potentially setting the sack record for a single season. But this offense has to score some points. Help the guy out. 49ers, 5-point favorites. 38 over-under. San Francisco, 23.4 points a game. Throwing for 249. Running for 99. Get that rush yard number up. Giving up 21.8 points a game. The Browns, 16.9 points a game. Throwing for 164. Running for 95. Giving up 22.2 points a game. Can Shedeur Sanders go blow for blow with the 49ers? The Browns are at home. They have the defense. They have Myles Garrett. But the rest of the team, a lot of issues there. Give me the 49ers continuing to find ways to win. They win this one 24-16. CBS at 1 p.m. The 6-5 Houston Texans. Give the Texans some props. 3-game winning streak now. Mills is undefeated as a starter, 3-0. Once C.J. Stroud comes back, though, the coach has said he will be the starter going forward. They're on the road versus the 8-3 Indianapolis Colts, one of the surprise teams this season. Not the best last 3 weeks of football, but overall sitting at 8-3. That's a really good start to the season. Indianapolis, 64.3% chance to win. The Texans, 35.4. Colts are 4.5-point favorites. 44.5 over-under for the Texans to win this one. We know it's going to be the deciding factor. It's going to be that defense, the number one statistical defense in the NFL. They get after it. Houston, 22.1 points a game, throwing for 216, running for 108, only giving up 16.5 points a game. Great secondary, great defensive front seven, no weaknesses on the defensive side. It's the offense that's going to have to carry some weight here on the road, though. The Colts, obviously, Daniel Jones kind of fallen off the last couple weeks, but overall, really good numbers. He is pissing off Giants fans right now. This is a guy they drafted a couple seasons ago, never really panned out there, having a good year right now. But how about Jonathan Taylor? 1,200 rushing yards, 15 rushing touchdowns. The Colts, they're going to ground and pound, but they're running into the strength of this Houston team, that defensive front seven. That's why the Texans have a shot here. Colts, 31 points a game, throwing for 245, running for 139. Good balance game at 20.8 points a game, only 97.4 on the ground. This is a tough game. This is a game I would not in any way be surprised if the Texans pull off the upset, but give me the Colts rebounding after the loss last week. Colts win this one 24-20. 4:05 p.m. on Fox, the 4-7 Minnesota Vikings, they were down Wentz. Now J.J. McCarthy in the concussion protocol. This team is running through quarterbacks, and still they can't get first downs. They're on the road versus the 8-3 Seattle Seahawks. Seattle, what a season they're having right now. Sam Darnold, the old Vikings quarterback for last season. Both these teams would love revenge against the other. He has 2,800 yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 picks. For the Vikings to have a shot here, they're going to have to play really solid defense and obviously feed the ball to Justin Jefferson no matter what you do. Run the ball and open up the play action to Jefferson. But Seattle, great offense, great defense. They have Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, Jackson Smith-Njigba right now, closing in on 1,400 yards, the number one wide receiver in the NFL currently. Seattle 69.5% chance to win, Minnesota 30.3. Seahawks 10.5-point favorites, huge NFL spread, 41.5 over-under. Vikings 20.4 points a game, throwing for 180, running for 103, giving up 23.2. But Seattle, like I said, top 5 offense and top 10 defense. They're averaging 29.5, throwing for 149, running for 116, only giving up 19.7 points a game. If there was an upset here, would not surprise us at all because crazy stuff's been happening this season. But I have to go Seattle winning this one, and they win it comfortably, 30-17. 4:25 p.m. on CBS, the 2-9 Las Vegas Raiders, obviously coming off of Chip Kelly having just been fired. This Raiders offense has been pretty porous, and Geno Smith, you never know what version of Geno Smith's going to show up. Right now, he has 13 touchdowns, 13 picks. He's a veteran quarterback. He should be playing a lot better. Pete Carroll, you got to figure out something with this team. Gentry's questionable right now. Tucker, Bowers, they should be averaging more than 15 points a game. They're on the road versus the 7-4 LA Chargers. Harbaugh has this team humming right now. The defense starting to play better. Justin Herbert having a very strong season. LA, 73.6% chance to win. Las Vegas, 26.2% chance to win. Chargers are 9.5-point favorites, 41 over-under. Raiders only average 15 points a game, throwing for 190, running for 80, giving up 25.2 points a game. They don't throw well, and their rushing attack, one of the worst in the NFL. A quarterback's best friend is being able to consistently run the ball. Raiders just can't do that. Chargers, 22.4 points a game, throwing for 232, running for 116. A very pass-heavy team so far this season, but it's been working out so far, so you can't complain about it. Giving up 21.6. Their defense is better than that. They can get even better. They need to get better leading up to the playoffs because they're going to have to rely on them once they get into crunch time. Give me the Chargers winning this one. A very low over-under. I'm going way with the over. LA wins 32-20. And how about this one? 4:25 p.m. on CBS. The 7-4 Buffalo Bills. Yes, they're 3 games over 500. But the Bills really haven't gotten it going. They've looked good in games. They've looked bad in some games. They've played really good teams well. They've played really bad teams, very bad, actually losing to some of them. They have to be more consistent, reliable this season. Josh Allen, the reigning MVP award winner, 2,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 picks. He can also run it. How about Cook, 1,100 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns. But just like the Chiefs, I've been critical on the fact no wide receiver number one on this team. It's definitely hampered the offense. They're on the road versus the 6-5 Pittsburgh Steelers. The big question, is Aaron Rodgers going to play this game? As me picking this game, I'm going to be picking it off of Rodgers playing. Tomlin is optimistic that he's going to play. If he doesn't play, Steelers win. If he does play, they have a chance to win that at home in Pittsburgh, which is a very difficult place for the road team to play. Steelers, 44.2% chance to win. Buffalo, 54.2% chance. The Bills, 3.5-point favorites, 47.5 over-under. Buffalo, 28.3 points a game, throwing for 235, running for 147. Really good running the ball, giving up 22.9 points a game. Pittsburgh, 24.9 points a game, throwing for 195, running for 97, giving up 23.9 points a game. As of me picking it, like I just said, this is with Rodgers playing the game and DK Metcalf. Steelers win this one 27-24. If it's not Rodgers, if it's Rudolph, the Bills walk away with the dub. Second to last game, but our final Sunday night game, 8:20 p.m. on NBC. The 9-2 Denver Broncos, second most wins in the NFL. Bo Nix, this team turned it around week 7 last year. They got really hot. The defense played well. The offense played well. That's basically what's been happening this season. Bo Nix looks like a completely different quarterback than the guy that started week 1. 2,400 yards, 18 touchdowns, 8 picks. He's also a dual threat quarterback. They love the play action. They love the intermittent passing game. The dink and dunk passing attack, very accurate with that. J.K. Dobbins is out. Sutton's going to have to step up, help Bo Nix out, but at least he has that defense that he can rely on week in and week out. They're on the road versus the 3-8 Washington Commanders. Would be cool if we have Daniels this game. The guys came out, same draft class, Nix versus Daniels. But that's questionable right now. If it's not Daniels, it will be Marcus Mariota. But again, it's the unknowns in this game, and I hate the unknowns, not knowing who's going to be starting the game under center. Washington, 41.2% chance to win. Denver, 58.5%. The Broncos, 6.5-point favorites, 43.5 over-under. Denver, 23.4 points a game. Throwing for 213, running for 122, giving up 17.5 points a game. Top 5 defense in the NFL, and they're riding, a 6 or 7 game winning streak. The Commanders, 21.5 points a game. Throwing for 192, running for 139, giving up 26.9. If they have Daniels, they have a shot here. Even with Mariota, very experienced backup. They can pull off the upset. Wouldn't be surprising. Denver, at some point, they're going to lose a game. It will happen, but I don't have it being right now. Denver wins this one 27-17. In our final game of our Week 13 slate, our Monday night matchup, Monday, December 1st. It is already going to be the month of December. That's crazy. 8:15 p.m. ESPN. The 2-10 New York Giants. Dayball's been fired. Jackson Dart, questionable. Scatterbo, out. Neighbors, out. All the stars for this team on offense are not playing. Robinson having a great season filling in, but just think of where this offense would be. Dart, Scatterbo, Robinson, Neighbors. The lone man standing right now is Robinson. Jameis Winston's coming in. We all know what Jameis Winston is at this point of his career. He's a straight-up gunslinger. He can have 3-4 touchdowns. He can have 3 to 4 interceptions. If he has hot Jameis Winston, the Giants have a shot here to at least be competitive. They're on the road versus the team with the most wins in the NFL this season, the 10-2 New England Patriots. This isn't Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. This is Vrabel and Drake May, but cut of the same mold. Right now, the Patriots 56.4% chance to win. Giants 43.3. New England 7.5-point favorites, 46.5 will runner. They have Henderson. They have Diggs averaging 26.5, throwing for 248, running for 112, only giving up 18.8 points a game. How about the rush defense? Only giving up 87.7 on the ground. If the Giants can run it, it's going to make it even more difficult for a Jameis to beat them through the air. Giants 22 points a game, giving up 27.8. The Patriots, everything is sitting for this game to be an easy win for New England. That's when you feel sometimes you're getting set up for the upset by Vegas. But give me the Patriots either way. They win this one at home. Foxborough, very difficult place for road teams to play. Patriots win 28-17. So guys, that's a breakdown on all of our Week 13 NFL matches. We finish on December 1st. It is crazy how fast the season's flown by. Either way, that's our predictions for the outcome for every single matchup. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below. What's your favorite game this weekend? What's your final score predictions? Leave it in the comment section. I will respond to every single one of them. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment below. And as always, thank you guys for watching.